I bought this 1967 Ford Country Sedan off a marketplace because it was a running, driving car, and it turns out it does neither of those things, or at least very well. So in this episode, I'm determined to get this back on the road. We're either going to get it on the road or bad things will happen. Isn't that right? Just remember, there's a reason they call me Hammer. Okay, nope, wrong side. Oh, here we go. We'll just tick these off one at a time until we feel like we're in a good position. I actually took this off, got a rebuild kit for it, and went all through it, but because I'm not very smart with carburetors, I didn't realize it was missing the pull down, and the choke, even though I tried to clean it up and make it good, is shot. I'm just trying to get the linkage off here instead of just, there we go. I'm gonna get this spring. I'll just lay that right there for now. Fuel line. I need to get something to make sure that this doesn't dump fuel just everywhere. Maybe this will help. Sure. Gotta get our choke tube off. Okay. All right, we just got the 4 nuts holding it on. Those are a 7/16. I got me a cheap knockoff carb from Amazonia. It came with fried rice and an egg roll. If at first you don't succeed, skydiving not for you. I went with this version of it with the electric choke instead of the mechanical one. Yeah, we'll get our linkages hooked back up here. That seems awful sloppy. Yeah. Well, the throttle return spring that I did have, the old one had a hole down here, and I had it on this spring hook back here, but this one doesn't have that, so I'm having to figure this out, I guess. So now I want to just adjust this throttle linkage. That should do it. I just swapped this with the one that was on the other car because I just did get it. So it should be hunky-dory. I should probably get the actual wrench. There we go. Okay, I think we're good to go. I just need a power wire for my new electric choke. I'm going to temporarily steal this one from the wiper motor thingy. Not like I need those. Let's see if this will fit in here. I'm just going to cut this off and kind of permanently, temporarily steal it. You know what I'm saying? We'll maybe fix it up later if this works well. I'll just go ahead and put the other end of this on here because it's the same for the choke and the wiper motor thingy, so I can flip them back and forth. Oh, I need wipers today. Move it over there. Oh, I bent my Chinese choke tab. Okay, that should be good for now. Our last adventure, the one that got us towed here, it basically died on the highway, and I suspected that being some overheating issues. And when we put it on the tow truck, I found a load of coolant on the ground. But I've since looked at it, and I cannot figure out where the coolant leak is. So since we have the new carburetor on, this will tell me a lot about how well it runs. And if we fire it up and run it through a heat cycle, then maybe then I can identify the coolant leak. So I think we get it running right now. I can't get the distributor vacuum on because this plate is all in the way. Oh, Lord have mercy. I can't get my hands in here. That's what I get for having giant mitts. Oh, crap. Oh, finally. Holy smokes, man. I guess I ain't got to worry about it coming off, huh? I think that was more trouble than it was worth, to be honest with you. Okay. So I know this electric choke works because when we had power to it, it opened this up, which might be a little fast, actually. But I'm going to let it cool off and settle back in. All right, let's fire it up, see if it gets hot. Might need a little help here. That's got fuel. There was a vacuum port here that I didn't even see, but I found it, so let's see what happens now. Whoops. A little better. Oh, I think I'm out of gas. How stupid is that? All I got on me is this 2-gallon, hey, can I get a spritz of fuel can? Hopefully this is enough to put it up past the pickup tube. I'd like to get this in before my next physical. Finally, what in the world? There's still more in there. Oh. Well, it would appear as though I'm having a bad day. Oh, a little tip on my fuel filter here is kind of collapsed. Let's see if I can blow through it. Oh yeah, I don't think the line's clogged up. Let me see if I can get any out of it. That's not good. Well, either this filter being collapsed is the problem, or that filter is the problem, or that second brand new fuel pump is the problem. And if that's the case, well, I may very well just set this thing on fire. I'm having to charge the battery. Boil! Boil! Okay, let's see if it sucks that fuel down. That is a big fat no. On the off chance that this filter is clogged, which I don't think it is, I think we have a pump problem, but just in case, I'm going to pop this off and then drop this line down into a tank of fuel down there, you know, unrestricted. That is, if I can get it off. Got my little gas can here. Let's see if I can get that line down in it. I'm going to pop this off of here. Whoa. Oh, we had pressure up here, huh? And when I pulled that line off of here, it shot out at me. So there was pressure on it, which leads me to believe now that this may be our problem. Once again, this would be better if I got the actual wrench. And the sad thing is, I actually have the wrench. Okay. So this filter is not the problem either. Is it possible that the float in this carburetor is way off, it being brand new and all? It's possible. Oh my gosh. They're on there really tight. Yeah, it needed a little bit of adjustment, but I don't know that really that's our issue. I'm going to back these idle screws out just a little bit more. Check out my 47-mile long screwdriver. Heck yeah. Look at that. 1/2 a turn I'm going to give it, each one. Alright. See if we get anything this time. I still got the line down in the can. Alright. Okay, we know we're getting fuel, so I suspect we have a major vacuum leak, and I'm thinking that this engine has this plate here between the carburetor and the manifold, and that's for the PCV valve. You can see this right here. I've got it taped off, but for the PCV valve. So the new carb came with this pretty thick gasket. So I think what I'm going to do quick is take this off, remove this plate altogether, put that thicker gasket down here, and just delete the PCV valve for now, and see if that solves our problem. If this doesn't solve my problem, I'm definitely going the matches route. I'm just looking to see if I see an obvious vacuum leak, but I don't see anything obvious. Okay. It's not sitting properly. Okay, that's not going to work because our posts are too tall here. That's not sitting properly anyway. Well, that wasn't going to work, so I did go and get 2 new gaskets, and I put me a big old rubber plug thing down on that PVC valve. I also went ahead and put another new fuel filter in over there. Now let's see if we can get this thing finally to idle, maybe. Sure would be nice. I'm going to back these idle mixture screws all the way out, because at this point I'm led to believe that either the idle circuit in this carburetor is bad, or I have a manifold vacuum leak that I have yet to identify, or ignition, or I don't know what else. Alright, idle screws are way out now. Let's see. Boy, it wanted to stay, didn't it? Well, now I have this hot burning sensation in my chest. You know, it's the same one you get when someone says something bad about your mother. So I think we'll move on to the ignition. We know we have a problem there anyway because the car won't start with the key. Could be ignition. Let's go there. No. I just brought a bunch of crap. I don't know. What I do know is when I first got the car, it would start with the key, and then it would only start with the key in neutral, and then it wouldn't start with the key at all. So, neutral safety switch. Let's see what we got under here. Is this our... What is this? What the heck is that? Oh, that's a brake light switch. Someone has been into the wiring well before me. Oh, I think that's our neutral safety switch. Let me see. It is. Okay. That is in a very awkward spot, which means I will never get that back on. I've got to find a good ground here somewhere. Oh, we got something there. There we go. Okay, so you touch those two. It did startle me a little, I'll admit. So that's definitely our problem. I'm betting if I... Let's see if I can get it. There it goes. That's our issue. So I think what I'll do is clean that up, and then we'll get it on there, and we'll have to fiddle with the adjustment. This is our neutral safety switch here, mounts on top of the steering column right here, and then there's a lever. You can see it right here. When I move the shift lever, you can see it move, see? And what it does is it moves this, okay, in this slider thing like this, and there's 4 little contacts in there. And so I think we had a combination of problems here. A, that was super dirty, so I tried to clean them contacts up. But B, this is adjustable on the steering column. See, it mounts with these holes, which are, you know, slotted or elongated or whatever the fancy word is. So now that it's clean, we'll mount it back up there, and then we'll adjust it, and hopefully that fixes our problem. Okay, 2 itty bitty teeny tiny screws. This one here is going to be a hoot to try to get back in, especially since me in small places don't exactly get along. Now this one had some kind of ground wire hooked up to it. Doesn't seem like a very good place for a ground. Maybe I could just mount that up there to a much better ground. That way this can go ahead and mount flush to this column. And we don't have to worry about no stinky ground. Stinking ground. Alright, I don't want to get that fully tight quite yet. I got to try to get this other screw in. I think me finding that hole for that little teeny screw right out of the gate is nothing short of a miracle. Not sure how that happened. Okay, let's see. Needs to be right there. How's that? Perfect. Now I got to fix that ground wire. Let's see if this fits through there. It does. It does. Holy smokes. Alright, I don't know what that was a ground for, but it's a much better ground than it was. Now we're going to turn our attention to this points ignition system here and see if we can figure out if this is part of our problem. The cap is new. All of them look brand spanking new. The rotor has got some corrosion on it. That could be part of our problem. Points are corroded too. We're going to upgrade this electronic ignition. You got to take the points and the condenser out of here. That ground wire is not the best. Oh man. Oh, somebody gorillaed it on. Let's try this monstrosity. There we go. Guess it takes a gorilla to get it off. This comes out. This comes out. I just gotta clean this up. Okay, now we drop this in here. What in the devil? Holy smokes, I didn't think that was ever going in there. Crap, I forgot my ground wire. That means I have to do this again. And it was not at all a hassle the first time. Big fat fingers, little teeny screws don't really, you know, jive. Okay, now I gotta put on this magnetic doohickey. There we go. They gave us this little feeler gauge, or adjustment gauge, so we could get it in here at just the right space. And that looks like that right there. Alright, this comes out. You're just going to make me use the wrench to the very last thread, aren't you? Okay, I got to pull this wire out. Alright, well hang on to that. Cool thing about this setup is, if for whatever reason you don't like it or it doesn't work, you can put all the old stuff right back. Okay, we'll pull these through. And we get that little rubber grommet in place. Now all we do is put this back on, but I need to clean this up first. I think these rotors are only $4 or $5 or whatever, but I forgot to pick one up, so we're going to try that. And if it gives me a fit, then we'll get a new one. Get this back on here. Now I just need to run these. Well, they gave us these little ring terminals, which I'm sure are crap, but that's what we got. So this is not a crimping tool. I need a crimping tool. Where's my crimping tool? Holy smokes. Once again, searching aimlessly for things I know I have somewhere. They were in the house. No, I don't know why. Gremlins or leprechauns or some other pain in the tuchus creature. Black wire goes to the negative side of the coil. Obviously. I don't think I needed to tell you that. I'm going to use these coil nuts they provided because they have the little built-in grip washers on them, which is kind of slick. I don't know who invented that, but they're smart. Now, in case this coil, which I haven't bothered to test it because I'm lazy, doesn't work out, I do have another one, but I'm hoping this will work and I can just take the other one back. I've spent way more money on this big pile of crap than I ever intended. I didn't mean that. You're not a pile of crap. Just a pile. You know, this has got this push-on thing, which I never much cared for them anyway. They get loose and whatever. And this needs a ring terminal. And they both got to go to the same post. So I think I'm going to cut this and give it a ring terminal also. They did give me an extra, so there's that. If this Pertronix points Eliminator kit works out well, I'll put the link down in the description. If I get the least bit frustrated with it, I won't. Well, if this is a typical Ford ignition system, this wire here will only have 7 to 9 volts from it with the car in run, and this needs 12, so I might have to bypass the resistor, but let's just check it first. I'm gonna go turn the key on, make sure it doesn't catch fire. Oh, I'm gonna put this, yeah, I don't know, just, you never know. Key on, look for smoke. Oh, 12.6. So it had a full 12 volts going to it the whole time, huh? Okay, well good. Nothing for me to bypass. Love it. Our plan comes together. You know, another new fancy grip nut, a nut with teeth. Or I don't know what you call these things. Well, right now I want to call it something I can't say. This is a family channel. Let's see if that helped in any way, shape, or form. Actually, I want to undo the vacuum advance and plug that up. Should be this one. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, let's see what we get. We'll just give it 2 pumps here and maybe 2 more pumps. Okay, hold on. Let's go see what happened. What happened? I thought I saw something funky. Oh, I used that plastic bag. Well, that's okay. We'll try it again. Man, it wants to do it. It wants to do it. Let's just take this. Let's see. I don't remember where I had them. Do y'all remember where I had them? I need a timing light. Of course, I got to keep it running long enough to figure out the timing. Okay, plugs. That was on our list. We'll check those. Well, I should have done this at the outset, but we're going to pull some plugs here, and I'm going to run a compression check on this heap here. They are white hot lean, which makes sense because this thing acts like it's starving for fuel. I'm trying not to mix my spark plug wires up because for sure I gotta put them back on. I'll mix up the order and then I'll think it's blowing up on me or something. Let's see what this one looks like. Oh yeah, same thing. Oh, there we go. I'm all mixed up now. Yep, every one of them. I feel like this thing's got a massive vacuum leak. And if you'll recall, there was some goo in here that I cleaned out. And I believe I mentioned that could be a problem. What is this crap? What in the Sam Snottenheimer Schmidt is this? More mystery goo. I hate goo. The larger concern for me, though, really, is that I'm afraid I'm going to expose an intake leak. Look at the spider webs in here. Y'all know I don't do that. As far as I'm concerned, we could eradicate the earth of anything with more than 4 legs. Get our fancy remote starter switch gun thing on here. Let's see if this works. Yep, okay. Let's check this one. $150. Now, I mean, getting the thing unscrewed again. Now, $125. $150. I mean, it could have, made the thingy a little longer. $145. I'm going to check this second one again, as it was the only one over here that come up a little weak. Yeah, it's the same. All right, and we'll get this bank over here and see how this side comes out. $150, $120. That one's a little weak, but so was the second one, second cylinder on that side. So they balance each other out. $130, $140. All right, so that tells me I don't have anything catastrophic going on here, but we've definitely got a vacuum leak. It could be either this spacer is warped or it's the intake. Either way, I'm going to try to compensate with all the fuel. I'm going to back these idle mixture screws out like all the way. 4. I'm going to give them 4 turns, which is kind of nuts. Let's see if that's any better. I forgot to hook back up my throttle linkage. Dang it. Okay, let's try it again. Here goes nothing. Well, that didn't work.
I don't know whether you know it or not, but your neighbor's going to have a baby tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
So you might try to keep this down for a while after. That would be awful for a brand new baby, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Huh. Well, I happened to notice that there was little to no fuel in our fuel filter there. So I've got this Edelbrock electric fuel pump doohickey here. I'm just wondering if it's just starving for fuel. So we're going to hook this up and go start the car. Let's see what we get here. Maybe a pump. Well, that seemed to fix our problem. Let me see if I can idle this thing down. Now let's try it again. Pump's running. So after I hooked this up, I actually had it running and idling pretty good, and then it started acting up again, and I've got next to nothing in the filter again, and I can hear the pump kind of straining. So now I know what the problem is. or I feel like I do, and it's probably in that tank pickup tube of the sock or whatever is all clogged up. I mean, that, you know, it's 187 years old, but that's not something I'm going to do today or at all. I think I'm just going to button this up, and it's for sale if you're looking for a cool wagon. Otherwise, it might be recycled into the next Yeti tumbler or whatever. Let me get it buttoned up. I've been taking a lot out of this battery today, so I'm going to put it back on charge. You know, that way when someone comes to look at it, it's got a fresh charge. Oh, wow. Well, you know, you can't win them all. All right, I think I got the fuel pump all buttoned up and everything, wired into the wiper motor, of course. So I'm going to go flip the key on and make sure it works. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Air cleaner. Is that going to not fit now or whatever? Does it go this way? I honestly don't remember. That pipe will tell me a bunch. Let's see, this thing was on down here like this. I do believe. Well, isn't this a treat? Well, this I'm certain went on like that. Okay, so that pipe thing definitely shoots up like this way. So that would be like that. Yes, it goes on right there, knucklehead. Hell, it's even on the dang post for you. Jeez Louise. Okay, and then this was on here. This some kind of way like this. And then boom shakalaka. Look at that. You're gonna go right there. This goes in here. Yeah, something like that. Let's see, this goes here. I think I should clean it up. Okay, I'm back. This goes here. I don't even care, like, there we go. There. This goes on here. And some time ago, when I was more optimistic about this turd, I bought this. Vacuum up the remaining crap. Oh, let me adjust my mirror. I want to make sure I can see the back of the car. Well, that's going to do it for this video and probably this car. You may see it again, but I'm not hopeful. I was really looking forward to cruising around town in the old rig, but I just can't be dropping fuel tanks and stuff out here. And if I was at my home shop, no problem. But, you know, there's a swimming pool right there. So we'll get into the next thing. But hey, this is for sale. If anybody wants it, it'll be priced. Well, it's for sale. If you want a rare, one-of-a-kind, you know, wagon, hit me up. Otherwise, please like this video. Please subscribe. Please comment. I would love to hear what you think. And we'll see you again real soon when we tackle the next thing, which I certainly hope is better than this thing. Oh well, we can't win them all. Oh, I forgot my tools. Dang it.